Hey guys, it's Bailey again here with Soul Food. We create faith-based content catered for those hungry for Jesus. Today we are going to talk about letting go and moving on. If you want to let go, you've got to dump it out. All of it. Picture you as a cup. Inside this cup are all the things that make you the person you are. Your values, traits, habits, thought patterns, etc., etc. Now with your eyes closed, hold out your hand and lift up your invisible cup as high over your head as you can. Hold it there for a second and ask God, what's in there? Hold your cup up high and ask Him honestly with earnest intention. What's in my cup, Father? Open your eyes, but keep holding that cup up and keep listening to what He's saying. Notice yourself becoming more and more aware of everything around you with each passing second. Your senses are waking back up after just a moment of rest. You can put your cup down now. When we start off in life, I think Jesus gives us everything we need to complete our mission here on earth. I strongly believe that after time, though, we slowly get distracted by all the things around us. We hear the sounds of others and see what's moving and shaking that creates those sounds. You see others with their cups waving them around without any intention or awareness. You become more and more aware of the hardships of life and the seasons of grief. Suddenly your arm is tired and you start pouring out some of the contents of that cup. It becomes harder to stand firm with your cup raised. You see others and notice there's easier ways that you could carry your cup. And now you're finally just too tired to care about that dadgum cup anymore. You ever notice how things seem to work until they don't? Now your cup is just super stinking gross and needs to be cleaned. You've been pouring it out for others for the sake of good works, and you've been begging to be poured into by others. You can't find a way to handle life and maintain that cup. It's dry, and now you're even more tired of this cup than ever before. Why do I have to have this cup? You've got no choice. You've got to dump out that cup in order to clean it out and move on. You are that cup. God wants that cup on His table because He says He will never let it run dry. We do not often make it a practice to hold up pretend kitchenware seeking God's wisdom every day. We do, however, spend much of the day seeking ways to fill ourselves to make us feel more whole. Seeking ways to make us happier, life easier, calmer, more efficient, on budget, on time, all of the things. We are in a constant search and find game for labels that will identify us outwardly to the general public. I am bipolar. I'm sorry, I have a hard time with my emotions. I am shy. I do not do well in social interactions. I'm a doer. I get it done. Once we find the right labels to slap on our cups, we keep running around to the same faucets. All the running around makes you thirsty, so you go for a drink and practice some self-care. Without skipping a beat, you're selfish and unkind. It's unfathomable to put your cup first as a Christian. How dare you? Weren't you called to serve? Weren't you called to talk about cups in front of hundreds of women across the globe? Remember when you were lifting up your cup earlier and seeking God's opinion? Remember what it felt like when your eyes were closed and you were just listening to Him? It's so hard to hear Him over the noise of the crowd. Sometimes that's why it's so important to get away and get alone with God. If you've got to go to the backyard, walk down the street, find a place to staycation, whatever that looks like for you. The main thing about this is getting alone and unplugged with that intention to hear from Him. You can hold up your imaginary cup if you want. You can physically have a cup there that you bring, or you can picture it in your mind during this alone time. The more time you spend with Him and the more blanks you let Him fill in, all of a sudden your cup is getting bigger by the day. So big that you've got to find a new place to set it down. Where do you set it down? He's granted the specific prayer requests that only you and Him know about. He's shown up every time you've called, and He's given you authority over that cup. Finally, it's your cup, and the choice is truly yours to decide, so naturally you set it next to Him at His table.